Thanks, Gav.
Alright, we need to speak with Gav, but what? There was something else? Oh, we have some new stuff. Right. Yeah, let's take a look at that before we go to Gav. Okay, let's start with the state of the
I
realm.
hear there's trouble in this area.
Vivian!
Ah, my favorite pupil. What is it that you wish to learn?
Oh, we have two new things to see.
Of course.
Right. March of the Black Shields. Following Empress Annabella's orders, the Black Shields of Rosaria expand their persecution of bearers in the... Oh, I can't zoom out. Didn't even know that. Okay, again. March of the Black Shields. Following Empress Annabella's orders, the Black Shields of Rosaria expand their persecution of bearers in the Imperial Province. The first mass culling of bearers, and those deemed overly sympathetic to their plight, turns the streets of Rosalith red, before spreading to every corner of the old duchy.
One must understand one's place in the world.
And the situation map. March of the Black Shields as well. It's the same text, isn't it? Let me check.
Of course. One must understand one's place in the world.
Yeah, it's the same text actually. So I think we might just not even take a look in here. Why is she always interrupting me when I'm talking? So yeah, we might not take a look in here. Yeah, we'll see.
One must understand one's place in the world.
Yes, Vivian. Alright, on to the Abbey. Clive tracks the Imperial soldiers who attacked the rest and took Martha captive to Galadamont Abbey, where they discover the depth of cruelty to which this new order of Black Shields are willing to stoop. Right. And as we have fought someone new, we're gonna talk to Harpocrates. He might have something new for us. He should have something new, even though it didn't show me.
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that's a lot.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Right, as always, gonna start with persons of interest. Joshua Rossfield after Drake's head. Dominant of the Phoenix and former heir to the ducal throne, Joshua was thought to have died at the hands of the second Icon of Fire during the disaster at Phoenix Gate. However, he somehow survived, appearing before his brother once more some 13 years later in the inner sanctum of Drake's Head, and saving Clive from Ultima's advances by calling upon the power of the Phoenix to seal the being within himself. Ambrosia as Whiteheart. Clive's personal steed. After losing her master at Phoenix Gate, Ambrosia found a new flock and led them in defending honest merchants from beasts and bandits, earning herself the love of the locals and the name Whiteheart. Indeed, it was one local's insistence that she be defended in turn that led to her happy reunion with Clive. Gav at the new hideaway. Sid's faithful scout, now one of Clive's closest and most trusted allies. He continues to put his legendary nose to work in service of the hideaway, the information he brings back from his expeditions proving invaluable for the Cursebreakers in their efforts to save bearers from servitude. Though he lost an eye during Hugo Kupka's attack on the old hideaway, his scouting senses remain undimmed. Talia at the new hideaway. Resident Physica of Clive's hideaway and trusted ally of the cause. Branded as a bearer from birth and forced to serve as a battlefield healer, Talia put her surgical training to use in removing her own brand, a procedure she has since perfected and offers to any other escaped slave. Cole, second in command of the Cursebreakers, who assists with the coordination of their troops' bearer liberating activities under the supervision of his captain, Doris. Formerly a slave soldier for the Fist of the Republic before being freed and taken in by those who now calls his brothers and sisters in arms. Attendant to Joshua, unmasked. Companion and protector of Joshua Rossfield, dominant of the Phoenix. As loyal as she is dangerous. Really, she's dangerous, okay. Her blade is ever at the ready for any who might mean her master ill, and her tonics ever at hand to heal the sickly prince's hurts. Joshua addresses her by the name Joyt? Really? I haven't heard that name yet. But it is unclear whether this is her true name or another pseudonym. Next one, Lay of the Land. The Cursebreakers. A unit drawn from those of fighting age and martial training among the residents of the hideaway, who conduct operations to liberate bearers from slavery, beginning as a loose collection of like-minded individuals in Sid's hideaway who chose to rid themselves of their bearer brands that they might serve the cause out in the field. The Order has greatly expanded both its ranks and its operations since the move to Benamir, all under Otto's watchful eye. The Black Shields. an order of knights instituted by Empress Annabella in one of her first acts as vicereine of the newly established imperial province of Rosaria. They are tasked with purging the impurities from the province, which in practice primarily involves slaying bearers upon the slightest pretexts. The Northern Territories, after the fall of Phoenix Gate. A bitterly cold corner of Storm's most northerly reaches, the loose collection of nations that sprung up around the region's erstwhile Mothercrystal, Drake's Eye, were united and pacified by Archduke Elwin Rosfield of Rosaria in the year 854. However, in the years following Rosaria's annexation by the Empire, a combination of both the Blight's inexorable advance and Sunbreak's lack of interest in the territories has only worked to quicken the area's destabilization. Alright then, on we go. Mysteries of the Realm. The Cullings. After being made vicereine of the newly annexed Rosarian territory, the Empress Annabella quietly established a host of loyal Imperial soldiers, the Black Shields, to maintain order. Though branded as keepers of the peace, their true purpose is to carry out what has come to be known as cullings, or brutal massacres of provincial bearers and those who show them sympathy. The killing is swift and indiscriminate, with the shields dispatched serving as judge, jury, and executioner, and the chaos left in their wake is usually enough to deliver entire settlements to ruin. Interesting. Judge, jury, and executioner. I wanna say a bit too much power, right? Missives. The second simplest method of long-distance communication used in Balestier after whispering one's message to a traveling trader and trusting in the strength of their memory. Though letters are more prone to interception than stoluses, they have the advantage that they can be sent to those one does not know. Their major disadvantage, that the majority of the common folk of the twins can neither read nor write, limiting their exchange to those of a certain level of education. Efforts are underway to offer such an education to the bearers of the hideaway, and many are already more confident readers and writers than their former masters. Interesting, I didn't even know that the people can't read or write. Okay, then, lastly, the bestiary. And there should be only one? Yes. Ahriman, or Ahriman, I don't know. With their single, unblinking eye, these winged horrors ever scan the horizon seeking their next victims, using their singular ability to bend the very air around themselves and leap across great distances to take prey unawares. Those few who manage to survive this preliminary assault, however, are soon faced with a second horror, a crippling curse whispered from the lips of an abyssal maw, leaving them with but moments to lament their fates. Alright then. We are caught up.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Everyone used to live in the sky.
Wait, what? If everyone used to live in the sky, where did they get their fish? Funny. Right. Arete Stone. Can we switch something here? Yeah, just the two. Ambrosia. Yes, Rosarian gold, sure, let's take that. Awesome.
I think it's alright to touch him.
Of course you can touch Torgal. You can pet him, that's fine. He's a good boy. Right. Wall of Memories. Yeah, there's Ambrosia's tag. Okay. There's so much more in between that you can get. But wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 are still missing, it looks like it. Yeah. Details. Oh! Ambrosia's tag. A saddle and blinders crafted specifically for Clive's childhood chocobo, Ambrosia. Even after being separated from her master, the noble steed served the people of Rosaria in his stead, protecting the defenseless from the merciless, just as a good shield should. Yeah, nice. Right. So, then there's more over here. Another missive. Alright, a bird by any other name. Forgive my insistence on writing you these silly letters. Would that we had more time to speak to each other in person, but for every day we spend together it feels as though we must suffer another two apart. I am gladdened to hear of your most unexpected reunion with Ambrosia, or should I say Whiteheart. You told me once how your chocobo sacrificed herself to protect you that night at Phoenix Gate. And here, so many years later, we find she has spent her life doing that exact same thing, defending others. Some things never change, do they, Clive? Nice. Yeah. It's just interesting to see that chocobos seem to live quite long, right? Quite a long time. Alright then. It's time to talk to Gav. Eyes flirting again.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What,
Straight to
no kind
business.
words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
Ah, chill. Ooh.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head?
Oh, that's the other Mother Crystal. Well,
And
the
how
other Mother
pissed off
Crystal
all
is
the other
inside there.
nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mothercrystals.
Okay.
4 Mothercrystals remain in Storm and Ash.
Ah, 4
Drake's
more.
Breath, near Ironhome.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's Fang, in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine, in Waloed. And Drake's Tail, here in the Crystalline Dominion.
Seems like this is gonna be the order we're gonna
Bulk
go.
of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate.
Right.
And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps.
So we're gonna have to fight Titan.
There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Where?
Drake's Breath.
There's
What?
a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Do we know him
Lord
already?
Byron Rosfield of the 7 High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities.
No, I don't know him yet.
Wait. Rosfield.
He didn't know?
And you're a Rosfield, of course.
He didn't know? Sid didn't tell him?
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune.
He didn't
Along
tell the
with ads of
secret
fleet
to
of
his
ships.
most loyal servant. Okay.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh?
Family reunion, okay. And I thought we can do more bounties now. I'm gonna talk to... I think we can, yeah, okay. So we're gonna talk to Nectar in just a bit. Otto's counter is now open. New facilities. The following hideaway facilities are now available. Alliant Reports, the Patron's Whisper, the Hunt Board. All 3 are located near Otto in the mess. So we're gonna take a look at those first and foremost before we continue with the main story. And we have new quests available as well.
Waiting for indeed.
So, just FYI. So, we are at 42% already through with the main story. And now it opens up even more because we can do hunts and I'm pretty sure we will get even more side quests. Okay then. Yeah, let's take a look at the new locations, and we're gonna talk to Vivian once more, because we have just seen something new changed. And I wanna see it all.
Here for another of my lectures?
Yeah, just shortly.
What is it that you wish to learn?
That should be quickly done. So,
Here you
situation
are.
map. The Siege of the Strait. The Dalmex siege of the Crystalline Dominion reaches an impasse, with Republican and Imperial forces holding their ground on opposite sides of the strait. With all the eyes of the twins fixed on the Dominion, the time is ripe for other actors to make their move. To Port Isolde, Clive and his outlaw allies plot to take advantage of the distraction provided by the war unfolding in the east by turning their own attentions west for Drustanus and Drake's Breath. But first they will need to secure a ship from Clive's uncle Byron in Port Isolde. Right, let's talk to God first.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Let's talk about the last 5 years. So much has happened since that night, feels like a lifetime ago. But we'll never forget those who didn't make it. Kenneth, Mardel, they're still with us in our hearts.
And Sid?
When I found out he was gone, I thought that was it for us.
He's still with us too.
With us and in you. You took his name and gave us hope when we had none. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is, don't be a stranger, eh? A hideaway ain't nothing without its Sid. And let's talk about him.
Oh, same old.
In it, others got me reading through the reports coming in from our allies and picking out what problems need dealing with now, and what can be saved for later. It was still early days back in the old place, so I could just about handle the job myself. State of the world now, though, I need Dee's help to sift through it all. And that's just the sifting. Sifting? Never heard that. Actually solving any of these problems is a whole other headache. The Cursebreakers take the urgent stuff, but we are still stuck waiting for volunteers to handle the rest.
So,
If you ever find yourself at a loose end, well, you know where to find me. Right, let's take a look at the reports.
Quick
There
look.
shouldn't be any. Yes, there's none. And none.
think you can help?
Yeah, next time. Desiree.
Oh, Clive. Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friends' donations?
Oh, no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any?
And just a bit. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the last 5 years and then about you.
Words are immortal.
They live on in others, and if the words are your own, so too will you. Do you know who told me that? No, I don't. It was Yara in our last lesson before Titan came. I don't even know who Yara is. It stayed with me ever since his passing and inspired me to become what I am today. And here I am thinking Yara is a woman. I imagine we survivors all have a story like that, of someone who remains with us even though they are gone. Alright, let's talk about you.
Business is busy.
On top of my regular duties here at the Whisper, Otto has piled countless other tasks, from transcribing and sorting Stolas reports to penning needful missives. Not that I'm complaining, mind. I enjoy writing. I have ever since I learned my letters from Yara back in the old hideaway. I won't claim to have been his best student though. That honor goes to Shirley. Wow, that's a different way to write Shirley.
Still.
I like to think Yara would be proud of me too, were he with us today. Listen to the
Come to
Patron's
claim your just
Whisper.
desserts?
Oh, those we need. Those others renown. Okay. The Patron's Whisper. Completing side quests will earn Clive renown, inspiring nameless benefactors from across the twins to donate money or items to Clive's cause. Visit Desiree at the Patron's Whisper in the Hideaway's mess to view current renown level and accept any donations available. Right. So we have talk of the tea house. Your merry band of outlaws and its dashing deeds of daring do are all the talk amongst the ladies of the court. We have gathered together several items of worth that you might continue your gallantry. Heart-struck dough wager, or dough wagger, I don't know. So we have 55, so we can do one of these. Okay. Respect. Our order is one built on pride, but that does not mean we are too proud to give thanks where thanks is due. We may have failed Martha once, but never again. The Blood Axes. And then there's another one for a Berserker Ring, but need 85. Aha, and down here, expand Renown to unlock something else. Okay. To be honest, I don't need this stuff right now. Ability points, sure, that would be fine, the 400. But I want to see what this is, so let's just keep our Renown for now, and then as soon as we have 100, we will come back here.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
And now we're gonna talk to Nectar. Clive, there you are, Kupo. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this, Kupo.
The hunt board. It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Kupo. I knew all that already. And that's why I need your help, as I need to not remind you, Kupo, I am the mightiest of all the Mughals. No fiend of the forest or ghoul of the greensword. This is too quick, so I need you to slay them all, Kupo. Way too quick.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Exactly. Oh, thank you, Kupo. It's so good to have found someone who understands me, Kupo. I'll stay here then and keep an eye on all the billets that get posted on the board. So if there's anything you need to know, Kupo, just ask, probably. Alright, let's ask about his adventures. I want to say it's a he. Nectar, I don't know. Did I ever tell you about the time I visited the Great Continent, Kupo?
I don't think so.
Of course I didn't, because I've never been, Kupo. What? Look at these wings. Do they look like the sort that might carry a Mughal across countless leagues of open sea? They call me Nectar the Bold, not Nectar the Stupid, Kupo. So funny. Alright, the hunt board. It's precisely what you see before you, Kupo. The Cursebreakers note down the details of any particularly dangerous monster they hear about or encounter in the course of their duties, Kupo. And post the billets here, Kupo, so that any stout soul who wishes to do the realm a service might set out to slaughter an ungodly horror or two, which is where you come in, Kupo. As for me, I have the most important duty of all, painting a big red cross over each and every one you cut down, Kupo, so that everyone can sleep at night knowing that the realm is a safer place. And here's my question. If nobody else sees this little fella, it's just me, I'm the only one who sees him, and I'm the only one who can talk to him and who understands him. Isn't it weird for everybody else who don't see him, and they see that there are tasks on the board, and from 1 minute to, or from 1 second to another, all of a sudden there is a red cross on it? Isn't that weird? Alright, let's ask about the hunts. Did you see that the Cursebreakers give every billet a rank of riskiness, Kupo? From this thing could kill you with a single swipe to a 7-nation army couldn't scratch this thing's skin. Whoa, okay. Yeah, 7-nation army, really awesome song. Yeah. But I'm sure you'll be fine, Kupo. Well, not sure, but that's one risk I'm willing to take. Wait, it's not crossed off more? The Cursebreakers don't just tack up any old rumors to this board, you know? They take great pains to verify every little detail, Kupo. So don't you go letting all of their hard work go to waste, Kupo. Don't you let them, down. Still not. Okay. Did you see that all the billets are marked with a location, Kupo? That's where the horrible horror in question was seen. But you can't be expected to memorize every last place name in the whole White Realm. You're only human, Kupo. So if the place name doesn't tinkle your pom-pom, Kupo, try reading the witness's statement. Sometimes there are other details in them that might help you track the nasties down and finish them off. Ah yeah, let's take a look. Right, the hunt board. Reports of fiends terrorizing the countryside are posted to the hunt board, in hopes that fearless heroes such as Clive will take it upon themselves to hunt down and slay the notorious marks. Great. You finished the first one. Can we do this again? Okay, you can't click on it, so you can't do it again. Alright. That was the first one, the Ahriman. That was rank C. A member of the Blood Axes stationed at Mother's Rest reported that he had been set upon in the marshes by an otherworldly horror with a single staring eye. It flew at him on bony bat's wings, scratching at him with claws black as night and sharp as razors. Naturally, he fled in terror, but if a battle-hardened Blood Axe cannot cope with the mere sight of such a creature, what hope do the rest of us have? Good, what's the next one? Also rank C, the Angel of Death. That doesn't sound good. Clairview Sunbreak. Can I do this already? I don't think I have been to Sunbreak yet, or have I? We'll see. A trader coming by the way of Caer Norvind met with a troop of Cursebreakers traveling in the opposite direction and warned them of a wicked-winged harpy on the road ahead. His eyes wild and flickering. Though the Cursebreakers saw nothing untoward on their own journey through their pass, the sound of cackling laughter from the trees ensured that they kept up a brisk pace. Ah yeah. And a rank B, Belphegor. Reports have been received of a wild avis of striking size making its nest atop the hill adjacent to Eastpool. Though all efforts are being made not to rouse the beast's ire, it is surely but a matter of time before it needs to feed. I hereby petition any brave volunteers to march to the northern border that we might cut the fiend down before it makes trenchers of the nearby villages. The Broken Hilton Rosaria. Alright, I want to see if I can find this already. I want to do these two as quickly as possible. Clairview Sunbreak. It's too bad that we can't mark it somehow. Or activate it. Oh, it looks like we can't even go where I wanted to. There's Eastpool. I can't fast travel yet, so I have to do this later. Okay. Too bad. We have to go here first. Hawk's Crycliff. But before we do so, let's take a look at... Oh, over there. The side quest. The fruits of her labors.
Won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Is everything all right?
What's up?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now.
What?
All our hard work's finally paying off.
You saved the tree?
I took it on, you see, after she... Well, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Nice.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the Cursebreakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You
Good idea.
couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called, in honor of her memory.
Oh, she was Martel. Okay.
You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
And he named the tree after her. Nice. Two baskets of Martel fruits, I want to say. Deliver the apples to the hideaway's Cursebreakers. Wait, they are up here? Okay, I thought we have to go to Martha's Rest. So then, let's find them and deliver them right away. Ah, there they are. Hello there.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait,
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
You're welcome. Oh, okay, one more.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Yeah, orange apples.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things.
Right, he was eating one.
He'd nab them right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started.
Why are they
Finding
all
easy,
surprised?
on the Deadlands.
Haven't they
Reckon she'd
seen
be
the
happy
tree?
knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Do I have to go back, really?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
Okay.
Yeah. That's the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Alright then, let's go back.
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years.
He still has his mark.
She was very kind.
His
even
brand.
to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die?
Ah, well.
She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but
Modest.
thank you.
Very humble.
You're kinder to me than I deserve.
Ah,
By the way,
come on.
Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for.
Thanks.
They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Alrighty, the fruits of her labors is done. Now we have 65, we still need 35 more. Martel apples. Displayed in Clive's chambers. We're gonna take a look at that in just a bit. A basket of slightly stunted, somewhat sweet apples grown from the blighted earth thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martel. May she rest in peace. Still, we will grow something worth eating one of these days. And when we do, you'll have first pick. Ah, yeah. Alright, we're going back to our chambers to take a look at it once more. If it's the same text, then, well, we don't need to do this again, but, yeah. So, there they are. A somewhat stunted, somewhat sweet apple grown from the blighted earth thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martel. Though she was to lose her life from the wounds she sustained in Kupka's attack on the hideaway, her legacy lives on in the saplings she saved from the ruins. Yeah, very nice. So we're gonna take one more look at tomes, Harpocrates, just to see if there's anything new, because we have talked to a few people and yeah, there might be some new information. And then we're gonna continue our journey.
I have a few new notes that might interest you.
Ah, we have something new, nice. Quite a lot again.
What subject shall we consider today?
We're gonna start with, person of interest, and it's Nectar's first. The hideaway's resident Moogle, whom Sid found trapped between fallen ruins and brought back to his deadland home. So Sid was able to see him too. Okay. While all others hear its words as naught but a succession of adorable Kupo-like cries, Clive is somehow able to make sense of them. Wait, didn't he say... Wasn't he so... Wait, the first time we met Nectar, didn't he say, wait, you can see me, wait, you understand me? Didn't he say both? I know understand, but didn't he say, wait, you can see me? Oh no, the others have seen him, right. They said, isn't the Moogle funny? I remember. Okay. learning that the creature professes to be a mighty hero who would see the terrible fiends that plague the realm laid low, for which purpose it persists in drawing Clive's attention to the hunt board. So I was wrong about nobody else seeing him. Desiree, scribe and secretary for the Hideaway. Desiree is also entrusted with the keeping of all donations to the cause from Clive's allies and patrons. Though she could neither read nor write when first she came to the Hideaway, Desiree labored night and day to learn her letters, and now the quill is never far from her hand. Her ever-cheerful demeanor is a bright light to those who make their homes atop the blackened mere. She also has her mark still, okay. Yeah, I hope we can get those rewards anytime, and we don't have to get them in a specific order, otherwise they will be gone. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I have the 100 renown. Martell, yeah, that was the girl who wanted some soil, and Clive said, which kind of dirt do you want? A young bearer who assisted Bohumil, I think he's dead too, right, Bohumil? In his research into growing crops in the blighted soil of Sid's Hideaway. Alas, she was gravely wounded during Kupka's attack on their home. Though she was able to escape the wreckage with some of the saplings that were the fruit of their labors, she succumbed soon after. The trees were replanted in Clive's new hideaway, and the apples they bore named Martell in her memory. Lovely. Byron Rossfield. Yeah, we haven't known him before. Okay. Younger brother of the late Archduke Albin and warden of Port Isolde, a thriving trading port in the south of Rosaria. Byron inherited a small fortune from his noble family, which he built into a large one by virtue of his mercantile wiles and adventurous spirit. There is not a trading house nor a tap house in Valistia and beyond that does not have a tale to tell of Lord Byron Rossfield. And here it's the first time I hear of him. Okay. Lay of the land. The 7 high houses. The highest noble houses of Old Rosaria, of which House Rossfield is the first and foremost. They have their roots in the ruling dynasties of the small independent nations that were united upon the founding of the duchy. The houses had a prominent voice in ducal politics, but this was silenced when the region fell to the empire and Empress Annabella took Rosaria's reigns. Port Isolde, a port city situated on the southwestern coast of the imperial province of Rosaria. Only Rosalith rivals it for size, and in the glory days of Archduke Elwin's reign, its streets bustled with traders from across Valistia. Sadly, those days are long since gone, and Sunbrequois occupation has been everything, from marketplaces to military institutions, subverted to the will of the Empire. Drake's Fang, one of Valistia's 5 remaining Mothercrystals, located in the Demikian Republic. Unlike its sisters who ute from the earth to tower above the landscape, Drake's Fang is completely enclosed within the vast hollow of an ageless mountain, its citrine fingers reaching inward to the barrow's heart. Excavation of these crystals has, over centuries, showered the Dalmeeks with substantial fortune, and as such is seen as a symbol of the nation's prosperity. Yeah, that makes sense, because they have Titan, Warden of Earth, so this Mother Crystal is inside of the Earth, the mountain. Yeah, that makes sense. Drake's Spine, a Mother Crystal situated in Stonehere, capital of the Kingdom of Velude. Its sheer walls strikingly similar to the towering cliffs that line the coast of Ash. The interior can only be gained by means of a solitary stone span that stretches from the heart of the city proper. Being the last remaining Mother Crystal on Ash, the crystals harvested from its surface are a vital lifeline for the Veluda people, but even then their number is far from enough to sate the kingdom's appetite, thus forcing her king to seek sources elsewhere. Drake's Tail, a Mother Crystal located in the Crystalline Dominion. It is one of only 5 remaining in Valistia, and is the largest of its kind. Silhouetted by the setting sun, the islands of the Dominion spread out before it. The tail is truly a wonder to behold. The Crystalline Impasse, a conflict fought between the Holy Empire of Sunbreak and the Republic of Dalmekia in the year 878, largely concerning control of the Crystalline Dominion. The Dominion had previously been the subject of a non-aggression pact between the Valistian nations, but in 873 the Empire claimed Twinside for its new capital, an act which eventually spurred the Dalmeks into military action. And lastly, Mysteries of the Realm. And it looks it's only one. Notorious Marks. While afield on their expeditionary excursions, the Cursebreakers will oft learn of creatures, or somewhat unsurprisingly humans, that, for reasons varying from the loss of natural habitat or a lack of food to overexposure to ether, have begun to exhibit uncharacteristically violent behavior. Due to the threat they pose to the realm and to peaceable inhabitants, these terrors are deemed notorious marks and a bounty placed on their heads. Alright then, and with that we have read upon everything we wanted and needed, I think. Yep, there are no more side quests, I can't do the other bounties yet, so we're gonna go to Hawk's Cry Cliff and continue our journey. Hawk's Cry Cliff, southern Rosaria. From these heathered highlands, one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle and everything else in between.